Hi traders, welcome to the full market analysis for the 4th of August. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And let's have a look at gold first of all. There's been a few opportunities to trade gold. If you've got the gold on the steroid software, then it's best to actually action the entry point on the 5-minute chart. I'll cover that in the next few minutes. This is now gold live at 13:49 GMT UK time, and we can see that the price has been to-ing and fro-ing, to say the least. And what we can expect is the price not to actually go in any direction really, because it's waiting for the non-farm payroll on Friday at 1:30, and the whole world is waiting for that, and that's the important point. But in the meantime, what we're finding is the price is to-ing and fro-ing like this within a very tight range. Had a slight breakout today, but nonetheless, there's a couple of points which are really important if you're trading gold. The one thing that's important is the supply zones. So here we can see a sell power 72, very strong sell here, and with a double top. And so we can gather from that that if the price is going to break into this area and we get tripped out, then that's fine. We've done everything that we can in order to get into the position. But there's a couple of important points here. We've got an outside bar several times. See this here? How the price moved outside this channel, and that's really important. It doesn't like it. It never likes it. We've got a sell signal here, that mauve diamond. What else can I tell you? So that's the important point there in terms of where the price is going. So if you're long for this position, which would have been a good idea if you're around at 11.40, then this would have given you a few hundred pips there, 275 pips, which would have been very nice. The fact that it's gone 200 or 300 pips indicates it's gone too far too quickly as well. Now, the other thing to bear in mind, each morning I'll give you these buy zones here and sell zones. So they're important to understand where they are. You can use these as targets. You can use these as reference so that you can get into the position. So as I said, 40.25 and 40.15 is going to be the area where we expect price to actually bounce if it does come down that far. It may not bother pre-NFP. Now, one thing I said earlier in the VIP room, it's always better to enter on the 5-minute chart, and all you do is just dial down to the 5-minute chart and see what's going on. A few things to mention. On the sell we had this morning, this went down 200 pips. Thank you very much. And then it went back up. See how the price here has gone up here and above the 50 moving average. This is really important, really, really important. And I've been banging on about this for years. So hopefully a penny is dropping. Now, what else can I tell you? So this is the sell on the 5-minute chart, and you can see this here below the 50. The other thing to bear in mind in the volume profile, which is automatically given on your chart for the day, these areas are also important. So if the price moves down into and below this value area low, and this is highly significant because the price has gone too cheap for the day with ultra low volume. So that indicates that the price will probably bounce back up, and vice versa. If it comes back up above into here, then it's a liquidity sweep potentially there, and their liquidity sweeps are really important to understand. So what we can expect now based upon the volume profile is this is very attractive here at 40.62. This is very attractive at 40.53. See how the price is moving down into this, well, eventually moving down into this support trend line. And so it may not come down as far as we'd like. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But nonetheless, it looks like a good opportunity to get into a short rather than a long. Many people will be buying at this stage after it's moved 200 or 300 pips. And that's the point. If the retail traders are getting in at this point, we want to go short against them. But what we can do is just remember, above the 50, below the 50 is your key to success on the 5-minute. Now, if you're using the 10-minute chart, it's slower. So you don't really want to use this. This is a good way to get into where support is and resistance. The volume is the same. See that there? It doesn't matter what time frame you're on, but these areas here are very, very important to understand. And we can see that the buy power's increased at 79 now, and the sell power's decreased to 71. So this move higher has generated a potential buy come out, and it could be a big move post NFP possibly. We have to wait and see. Let's have a quick look at the markets and see what else is going on. So let's start with the DXY, shall we? This is Quantflow Dynamic Software. Links are in the description if you want the signals, or if you want the charts, if you want coaching, if you want VIP updates every day. Totally up to you. So we can see the DXY fell last week, didn't it? From Wednesday, and it fell. Now it's very interesting because it's now hitting a very important support area. Buy power of 77, which indicates with positive divergence. So this is going up. How far it goes up, we don't know, depending on the data that's coming. Euro dollar, I mentioned this during the week. And as we can see, we've got a sell power of 77, very strong sell potentially. But this is not a sell in the long term. This is bullish. And so therefore, I'm not particularly interested in trading the dollar until after the NFP, to be honest. But what I am looking for is this area here. If you can see this here, this is very interesting because the price is likely to come down from this area here, come into 11450, and then we should see a reaction into that area. So look out for that. That's an interesting point, and it could move quite significantly, especially if the dollar decides to fall. The fall in the dollar will drive euro dollar up. The strength in the dollar will drive the euro dollar down. That's the correlation, just in case you didn't know. Yeah, so similar situation here, for slightly different pattern here in terms of, let's see how strong. It says sell power 75, so there's no buyers in this market and there's no sellers in this market. It's just dormant at the moment. Price comes down to here, it might be interesting. Price comes down to here, it would be very interesting. So we have to wait and see. Remember what I said about the volume profile? Remember that the value area low, this line here, is significant as well. So if you get in a position where the price comes down into this, pulls back down, and then finishes above it again, then it's probably going to go back to the high volume area here, which is like a magnet, to be honest. It acts like a magnet. Aussie USD, similar situation. We're waiting for pullbacks, aren't we? Basically, we're not getting them at the moment, and there's no rallying going on either, so we're not actually missing anything. Don't feel that you are. The Kiwi, I am looking again like the euro dollar. See this area here? This is fantastic. This is better than euro dollar. So have a look at that line there. That's the area with the highest volume in the last week. And it also coincides with the trend line. It also coincides with the Fibonacci retracement. And it also coincides with all the institutions as well, which is fantastic. So 100% of all the institutions are buying in here. All right, so if that holds, and it might not, of course, then we will probably see a much weaker dollar coming in the next week or the next couple of weeks. We don't know for sure. We won't know for sure. US yen, we saw the slide off, didn't we, last week? Congratulations if you traded it. Now we do see a bounce here, plus buy power of 83. Price is up 155. It's up to 200 pips there, by the way, just in case you didn't know. Again, markets are mixed here. I think there is likely to be a continuation upwards if the dollar goes strong. So we have options here. We have the Kiwi if it pulls back and goes up, if the dollar goes weak. If the dollar goes stronger, then of course we can be buying into the US yen. So look out for that. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. We're not seeing much going on, of course, but hopefully you're enjoying this update anyway. This is how quick it is to actually analyze the markets. If there's nothing going on, then just leave it alone. That's just one of those things. Yen futures had a rally, and I expect the yen futures to continue up. Ooh, blimey. Okay, sell power of 91. It might take a while, but there's no convergence. See the gap there? There's no convergence. It's not that clear, actually. So I do expect the price to continue up into this uptrend. It seems bullish to me so far, and that will drive all the yens down. But we have to wait. We have to be patient here, folks. It's just one of those things. You learn it over time with experience, 40 years of waiting. So no pullbacks, any significant. Now what you can do, of course, is look at your price cycle. So what I would be tending to do if I were you is look out for the price cycle. We can see this line here, which is the middle of the channel. So what I would be looking for in this instance, I'll be looking for the price to have a little bit of a rally, which is normal. So up into this area here, up into that area, and then I'll be looking for any rejection at 1112. But what will be happening in terms of price cycle is the price will be, the oscillator will be moving up into this area and then be rejected at some stage. If it's not rejected, that's fine, it continues. Similar situation for the euro yen as well. I've got these marked in red because they're my warning, my watch list. So again, I'm looking for this price to move up into this area. Okay, whoops, a bit crooked. There we go, and into this kind of area, and then get a rejection, and we'll have our target down here at 180. It's worth waiting for, believe me. Once you start banking 200 or 300 pips each time, it's a game changer for many of you. Again, with the pound yen, I know a lot of people trade the pound yen, but there's nothing going on here. Again, I'm looking for price to come up into certain areas. Whoops. There we go, something like that, and then a rejection, especially if the oscillator is showing overbought. Let's have a look at the Swiss pairs. Got these marked. Yeah, nothing going on. Nothing going on. Nothing going on. Now, one thing to note here, I often talk about the sell power, buy power. If it's sell power below 60, below 60, like this is, this tells you something. This tells you that there's going to be some buying coming on very, very shortly. However, we can see by the price cycle that the price is high still. So let's see where else it could go. Right, okay, so because of this price cycle, it could break this trend line down into here, which will be interesting. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, so if the price comes down, breaks this trend line, it's a big if, but nonetheless, you can see this buy power of 92, very, very strong. You don't see that number very often, but as the price comes down, it's highly likely to bounce and then go straight back where it came from. Look out for these opportunities. Aussie 200, I'm waiting for a pullback. We haven't got it. German DAX is rallying. Oh, there you go. I was waiting for a pullback. It didn't come. Euro Canadian, I've got marked. We had a nice profit there, didn't we? This is the thing, the kind of thing to look out for, folks. At the end of the day, these reversals or corrections, it doesn't really matter what you call them, are very strong indeed. So let's get rid of that. Let's explain about this a bit more. We had a sell here because we had major resistance with the institutions. It was only going to come down to here, 160.15 or whatever it was, because of this buy power of 75. So there's a couple of factors going on here which are important to understand. Value area low. So you've got the POC. This is the price control. You have the value area high, and then you have the value area low. Okay, now when the price comes down into this area, as it did, see that there, and this area here, double bottom, okay, that's a buying opportunity. if you at the chart, it's a 4-hour chart, so the chances are you can be there. But look out for that, and if you miss that, then get above the 50 moving average. Okay, so there's opportunity to get in here. Now, what's happened now is that the price has broken the value area high, so this is expensive. Now, if you enter here, the chance of this price dropping in the next couple of days are very, very high. And if it drops below the value area high, it's highly likely to be attracted to the POC, price control, because that's where the high volume is. Now, in addition to that, if the price comes down to the POC, then you have this trend line and you have convergence, and therefore the volume which was there previously is likely to take the price higher. So that's a pattern which you can look out for, which you can learn using the quant flow dynamics. All right, it might seem busy, it might seem complex, but it's not. It's just a matter of getting used to it, really. Understanding the reversal points, continuation patterns, reversal patterns, and swing trades are really important. This might help a little bit for you, just to get into a little bit more detail. I don't want to get too technical, but as we've got a bit of time, market's not doing anything, then we might as well have a look. So here, as I explained, this point of control, which is where the high volume has been in the last week, almost coincides with this area here, where the institutions have bought before. Okay, and this is going to act as major support here. Now, it's not happening yet, I get that, but it's really important to understand that's what you're looking for. And you may find that another pair is doing the same thing and sitting on 100% support. So that is an area which you'd be certainly interested in trading at some stage. Now, this is an important factor as well, because what we're finding here with the New Zealand Canadian, we've gone short on this position because there was supply. Supply has been taken out. And so therefore, once supply is taken out, you don't want to be holding on to that position. All right. So your losses will be tiny compared to your wins, which are going to be a lot bigger. And that's really important. We do still have a sell power of 65. However, there is no supply. There is nothing holding this back now. So it could be eventually a buy. Pound New Zealand is still heading down. Had a nice profit last week, didn't we? Euro New Zealand is no, right, okay, just spotted it. Buy power 58. So that indicates that there's further downside for this price to go. It's just hesitating before it goes down. What else can I show you? All right, that's it about it. Markets are quiet. We could go back to gold and see what's going on. Okay. All right, so gold is falling. Now, sometimes gold, well, it does. It tries to trick you into coming into positions that are long. You think it's going to take off. It does that. Stop hunting, it's called. And it just comes up to liquidity and it decides it doesn't want to know. Now, it's coming back into this POC, point of control. Don't know why they call it that, but it is. It's where the high volume is. So, but I do expect the price to come down deeper. It may come down a lot more, of course, down into this area where I'm interested, very, very interested. Okay, so you've got to learn that. First of all, you've got to learn that markets are fickle, especially gold. Look out for the outside bars. These are really, really important. One slightly there. There's one down there. There's one there. You can just trade them all day long, all day long. You make a ton of money. All right, so good luck with your trading this week. Be careful, keep it small lots if you're trading before NFP. I'll be with you at 1:30, so I'll be there ready to see what's going on. Have a wonderful day.